The peace that you have within you is the peace of God. That peace is impenetrable. No thing, no person, no action, no words can come against it. You don't need to defend the peace that is within you. If someone is trying to attack and challenge your peace, they can't do that because it's that remarkable, it's that confounding. If you need to defend a situation, just state the facts. Instead of saying, well, I never did this, I never did that. Stop defending your peace. Defend the situation. Well, I remembered, this is how I remember it. Remember things differently. And my goal is to move forward and to be in agreement on A, B, and C, whatever the situation is. Oh, remember you said this, you're going to do this? Well, no, this is what we discussed. Remember, we discussed A, B, and C, and that's it. So my goal, I noticed with myself, almost 100% of the time, I defended my peace. I defended myself, my ego, by saying, I never. And I had to look back and well, I don't even say I had to. Listen to this podcast on Dear Future Wifey has given me a moment to step back and reflect and really ask the question, what is going on with my ego? And then as I'm driving, I'm seeing a huge 18-wheeler, pickup, whatever it is, 18-wheeler truck that has a big sign that says ego, and I am not even joking. God has a sense of humor. God definitely does. We ain't funny for no reason. We are not funny for no reason. God created us in his own image. So definitely God has a sense of humor. So that being said, I noticed my responses were a lot of I never. And that was me defending my ego. And me defending my peace. And I don't need to defend it. It's within me. It resides in me, and it's God's peace. It's not my own peace. I didn't, we work hard. I know a lot of people say we work hard for our peace, and that is true. You have to, there are different things there are different steps. There are tools that you need to implement to welcome that peace. You didn't create it, but you need to welcome it because that's the peace of God that's within you now. And that peace is impenetrable. So you don't need to defend it. You don't need to talk it to blood, sweat, and tears. It's impenetrable to the point that you can leave a conversation where a person is heated and you can still operate in the peace of God, operate in what that love is, which is patience, which is kindness, and not being angry. Does not anger easily. And just operate in that agape love, and that love. Love is peace. Love is kind. I have to double check that. It's love, peace in 1 Corinthians. But otherwise, it is something that doesn't need to be defended. it is within you. Period. That's it. So that's me leaving my ego at the doorstep and operating in love for my kids so that they can see that. They can see me, their mother, operating in love and kindness and patience and everything that 1 Corinthians describes love as, which is love, which is God. So I can operate in God, operate in love, and not operate in my own ego, so that I can rise above this negative situation, or not even negative, or just rise above any type of situation that's trying to disrupt my peace. This is God's peace. No one can disrupt it. Nobody can shake it. Nobody can plummet to the ground. No one can break your peace. It is God's peace, and He gives it to you. He will give it to you freely. You just got to surrender yourself and make yourself available for it. It's there. It is there. In your moment of solace, it is there. And just upon request, letting go. It's almost like exchanging a table, just swiping a table linen off the table in place of a new one. Let it go, and God will just like that, cover it with a new tablecloth of peace, His peace. As soon as you let that thing go, boom, God's peace will enter in. Because that ego, operating in ego, feeding the ego, is only gonna just, it's almost like a derivative of anxiety and depression. Because if you don't defend it, if you don't give it its nourishment, then it'll start creating roots of creating weeds. Not roots, but weeds. Weeds of anxiety, weeds of depression and destruction. Then you start beating yourself up for not defending your own ego. If you haven't defended your own ego, then it starts creating something else. You start feeling anxious. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have said this. Oh, why did he do this? Why did she say that? How dare this person did this? Then you become angry. Then it disturbs your own, your space. Then other thoughts starts entering your mind. You begin to ruminate. And those are things in the ego itself where it thrives. It thrives on you feeding it to defend yourself, to defend your quote unquote, quote unquote, your peace. When all along is God's peace. God's peace. Just remember that. Just remember that as the day goes along, as the time goes along, this is God's peace. God's peace. Not your peace, God's peace.